It's a wonderful time to be alive. We have everything at our fingertips. We could be, do, have anything our heart's desires. And what fills our thoughts? Why am I so friggin' tired? Join me today to find out. Welcome back to kimTV, where you learn how to stop running on empty, fill your tank, and live agelessly. You ever wake up one day and you realize that the gusto that you used to have to do the things that you want to do is gone? Of course not. It's not an on-off switch. More likely, you go about your days doing the things that you do, and one day you start to notice that there's this loop going on in your head. Kind of like standing in the elevator listening to music, and you suddenly realize that you're mouthing the words to the song. And that loop is, why do I feel so tired? Why can't I do the things that I used to do? And you tell that to somebody who's older, and they say, that's just a part of getting older. As if you have nothing to do with it. As if you're on a conveyor belt of old. That is bullshit. If you find yourself in a familiar why am I so tired loop, you could have adrenal fatigue. Adrenal fatigue is a collection of symptoms known as a syndrome that results when the adrenal glands, which are these tiny little glands that sit on top of each one of your kidneys, function below necessary levels. Your adrenal glands can't meet the demands of stress, whether it's emotional, physical, physiological, or psychological. We live in a society, in a culture that thrives on stimulation, whether it's going to Starbucks, working out really hard, going to the movie, playing games, social media. All this hyperactivity keeps us living on the edge of stress. You may not even recognize that you have any stress at all. That's because you've become accustomed to it. Now, that may seem really strange, like, hell no, I don't want stress in my life, but it's happening in your body without you even knowing it. I've been working with an integrative doctor for the last several months on a laundry list of issues that I wasn't paying attention to on a series called Aging Ungracefully, and I was shocked as hell to learn that I had adrenal fatigue. I was going so full force on everything that I was doing that I wasn't paying attention, that I was running on fumes. The biggest culprit in adrenal fatigue is cortisol. Cortisol is a chemical substance that's released in the body from the brain that signals it's time to get out of a stressful situation. Unfortunately, modern life convinces our brain that everything is a stressful situation. Cortisol, while it helps you get the hell out of Dodge, in extended states is bad. Why? It makes you fat, frazzled, and frumpy. Which is then what you want to fix, the fat, the frumpy, the frazzled, and you overdo, and then before you know it, you're in this endless loop of adrenal fatigue. So how do you know if you have it? Here are some symptoms. Non-refreshing sleep. You get sufficient hours of sleep, but you wake up fatigued. Overwhelmed by or unable to cope with stressors. Feeling run down or overwhelmed. Craving salty and sweet foods. You feel most energetic in the evening, which is a result of your cortisol being reversed. Low stamina, slow to recover from exercise, slow to recover from injury or illness or stress, difficulty in concentrating, brain fog, poor digestion, low immune function, leaving you open for a host of what I call pre-illnesses, food or environmental allergies, consistent low blood pressure, extreme sensitivity to cold. Basically, if you find yourself less and less in your amazing self and more in your bitchy self, you could be in or inching towards adrenal fatigue. And it has nothing to do with just getting old. And it doesn't matter if you're in your 50s, your 40s, your 30s, or your 20s. It hits us all equally. So you can listen to the It's Just Getting Older camp and drive on empty until you can't anymore, or you can make a few simple modifications. Avoid stimulants. I know you want them, and some days you need them. It's the equivalent of flooding the engine, giving your car too much gas, which causes more stress in your adrenal glands, causing them to have to work harder to produce more energy. And the biggest culprit is caffeine. Soda, tea, coffee. Try instead a yerba mate tea, or put maca, which is a plant from Peru, in your smoothies. Minimize stress on the adrenal glands by staying away from sugar and carbohydrates, which again causes your body to have to produce. You get energy from sugar, you get energy from carbohydrates, and your adrenal glands have to produce energy to match it. Instead, stick with a high veggie, high protein diet. Switch your exercise activity. I know that we grew up in the, no pain, no gain era, but you have to switch from a kick-ass cardio session where we were programmed that the more we burn, the more we work out, the better the benefits. Actually, it's not true. Once you get into that adrenal fatigue cycle, it actually makes it worse. So switch your activities to something like an easy Pilates class or yoga or Tai Chi. And you're gonna have to reverse that thinking that that's not a workout. Think of it this way, when you have adrenal fatigue, you have to retone your adrenal glands to run on internal energy rather than external stimulation. I know that when I made these 3 simple changes, I was able to see that the biggest change I had to make was in here. After living my life running on empty, I decided that I want to live the rest of my life on full so I can enjoy it all. Body, food, style, and soul. So do you think you could have adrenal fatigue? What's one simple thing that you can change in your life today? Let me know in the comments below. And that's this episode of kimTV. In upcoming episodes, I'll address issues like weight gain and the inability to get a good night's sleep. If you have an issue that you're facing and you'd like to see me cover it, let me know in the comments below as well. Thank you so much for inviting me into your world today. Be sure to share kimTV with somebody that you love. Until next time, be ageless. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below and show me some Sally Field and like it. And of course, subscribe. I promise I'll make it worth your while. And that's this. And that's it.